Como mai, welcome everybody to our pre-race press conference here in Hawaii. Welcome members of the media, representatives from Hawaii, partners, athletes, and to all of you watching around the world. My name is Joanne Murphy. I'm the Ironman World Championship race announcer and today's very lucky host. Thank you all for joining us here in Kona for the Women's 2025 Ironman World Championship. We have some of the sport's top stars with us today who are amongst the favourites to take the crown. Let's do some introductions and get to know some of the top women in our sport. One of the breakout stars of the season, this athlete has made a seamless transition from short course to long course racing. At just 26 years old, the former swimmer from Trondheim claimed victory at the Athletic Brewing Ironman Lake Placid in only her second full distance race, setting a new course best time just 3 weeks after finishing third in her Ironman debut in Hamburg. Please welcome Norway's rising star, Solveig. Next up, she's a seasoned Ironman and Ironman 70.3 competitor with over 20 full-distance finishes and numerous wins. She returned to full-distance racing last year after nearly a decade away and quickly made her mark again with wins at the 2024 Ironman Hamburg European Championship and the 2025 Cairns Airport Ironman Cairns Triathlons. Last year's Ironman Pro Series runner-up. Please welcome Jackie Herring from the USA. Good morning. She is a three-time Ironman 70.3 world champion and a two-time Olympic silver medalist in the mixed relay. She made an impressive full-distance debut with a fourth-place finish at the 2023 Ironman World Championship here in Kona, followed by a runner-up result at the 2025 Memorial Hermann Ironman Texas North American Championship. Please welcome the exciting American talent, Taylor Knibb. Good morning.
Good morning.
She is one of three Ironman world champions on the stage today and the last to win the title here in Kona with her cannon to tape victory 2 years ago. She is also an Ironman 70.3 world champion and brings victories at this year's Ironman Lanzarote and Ironman 70.3 Eagleman triathlons. Please welcome Lucy Charles Barclay of Great Britain. Good morning. After a standout fourth-place finish at last year's Ironman World Championship in her hometown of Nice, this athlete continued her rise with a podium at Ironman Vitoria-Gasteiz earlier this year. With multiple Ironman 70.3 podiums to her name, she now makes her Kona debut. Please welcome Marjolaine from France. Morning. In 2022, she made history as the first American woman to win the Ironman World Championship since 1996. She backed up that performance with a podium finish in Nice last year, proving her consistency on the sport's biggest stage. Please put your hands together for Chelsea Sodaro representing the USA. Good morning. She is the reigning Ironman Pro Series champion and current series leader and a two-time runner-up at both the Ironman World Championship and Ironman 70.3 World Championship with 3 Ironman Texas North American Championship titles to her name. Please welcome from Great Britain, Kat Matthews. Good morning. And finally, your reigning Ironman world champion. After finishing 3rd and 4th twice here in Kona, she went on to make her dreams come true in Nice last year. In 2025, she has been unstoppable with 3 wins from 3, including securing the fastest women's Ironman time ever recorded at the Ironman Hamburg European Championship. Wearing bib number 1 on Saturday, please welcome Germany's Laura Philipp. Good morning, Laura. Now, before we hear from this stellar lineup, I would like to invite the Chief Executive Officer of the Ironman Group, Scott Deroux, to say a few words.
Thank you, Joe. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2025 Ironman World Championship. We come together on these historic grounds here in Kona, and this is going to be a historic week, a historic moment. It's incredibly special. With Kona, there's something special about it. And you can read about it, you can watch it on television, people can tell you about it. But you don't truly understand it, you don't truly appreciate it, and you don't truly feel it unless you're here. And the energy this week all around Kona has been electric, truly electric. And I believe sincerely that we are going to have one of the most historic races in the history of triathlon on Saturday. We have 1,600 athletes from around the globe, 78 countries, from the age of 19 to 81, racing with us this weekend. 81, Cherie, who we inducted into the Ironman Hall of Fame last night, at 81 years young, is going to hit that start line and the finish line on Saturday. And so congratulations to Cherie for her well-earned and deserved induction into the Ironman Hall of Fame this weekend. We have 10 of the very best athletes in the world joining us on stage today. And we're going to see an incredible show on Saturday. Lining up on the start line, we have 3 Ironman world champions. We have 3 Ironman 70.3 world champions. We have 9 of the top 10 from last year's Ironman World Championship. We have 19, the top 19 athletes in the Ironman Pro Series racing here this weekend. I think it's reasonable to say that this might be the most incredible field that we've ever seen for an Ironman World Championship. And we're incredibly honored to get to share your dream, this moment, with all of you. These athletes on stage with me, they make the sport. They inspire people from around the world to pursue their dreams, to embrace this belief that is the spirit of Ironman, that anything is possible. And so for all of you, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you, because you're inspiring to all of us and all of the triathletes and aspiring triathletes around the world. What you do as part of your own dream and your own journey inspires millions. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that, everything you do. Give them a big round of applause. So this weekend, to all of our athletes from around the world, be safe, have fun, enjoy the moment. You're going to see some ups, some downs, some twists and turns. It might be a little warm out there. You never know what the weather is going to do. But you've earned this opportunity in this moment to be on the start line and to experience the joy of the finish line. And the fans throughout will be cheering you on this journey. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you being here. To all of you, good luck this weekend. Take care. Thanks.
Thank you, Scott. As you mentioned, we have some of our global stars of the sport here to talk with us today, one of whom could be your 2025 Ironman World Champion on Saturday afternoon. Our athletes will also be racing to earn a piece of the $375,000 professional prize purse on offer for the women. That includes $125,000 and a maximum of 6,000 Ironman Pro Series points going to the new Ironman World Champion. Let's now hear from our athletes. And we're going to start with you, Solveig. Firstly, welcome to Kona.
Thank you.
Has it lived up to all of the hype and expectations so far?
Yes. I didn't really have that much expectations coming here, which is nice, I think, because then you can just be surprised in a good way by everything, really. So it's been great so far.
Fantastic. Well, you've had an incredible year, stepping up from short course racing, including a course best victory at Ironman Lake Placid. What's been the key to your success and ability to adapt to the longer distances?
I think this year for me has just been about doing something new. Obviously still triathlon, but earlier I've been focusing on the short course, and last year was all about the Olympics for me, and I think after that it was just fun to do something else. And since it's been my first year, I just try to enjoy it, learn as much as possible, and haven't really felt the pressure to perform. But yeah, it's just been fun, and it has worked out quite well. So yeah, it's been a really cool year.
And it's important to bring that fun element into it, because it is your job to be a professional athlete, but to have fun while you do it is also important.
Yeah, for sure. So if I don't enjoy it anymore, I will stop doing it. So it's that simple.
So what are you most excited about here racing your very first Kona? Are you quietly confident, or are you more curious as to how your race day will unfold?
A bit of both. I think I have the possibility to do well, but at the same time, I don't really feel like I know that before I have tried the course and tried the conditions. I've definitely never raced an Ironman in this sort of conditions before, so I think it could sort of go either way.
Well, as a Norwegian rookie at the Ironman World Championship, history is on your side, though, because Gustav, Christian and Casper all won on their first attempt. Is that something you've talked to them about, or maybe got some insider tips on?
A lot of people has reminded me that, actually.
No pressure.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely don't go into this weekend expecting to win, but yeah, as long as I feel like I get everything out of myself on a day, I'm going to be really happy, I think. So that's the goal, and then we'll see what result that ends up being.
Well, we know that a happy athlete is a fast athlete. Representing Norway, Solveig Lovseth, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We're going to move now to the opposite end of the stage, over to the USA's Jackie Herring. Welcome back to Kona, Jackie. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes.
However, your 2025 season has taken you around the world, including a win in Cairns. How special is this life you are living right now?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I haven't been here for 11 years, so feels like a whole entire lifetime ago. It was before I had kids, and I'm just super duper happy to be here. Happy my body still wants to do this, and my mind still enjoys it as well. Yeah, it's been a great year, and glad to be here healthy and with the family, and just enjoying being part of all the hype.
Yeah, it feels like the standard of women's racing is higher and deeper than ever before. Would you agree with that? And why do you think that is?
It sure feels that way. Everybody's gotten so fast, and I think everyone covers all the different reasons for that, but I think many of the reasons are just the longer a sport is around, the more we're going to learn, and the faster people are going to get. We're going to train better. I know me currently compared to me last time I was here is like night and day compared to, or as far as what I know about training, nutrition and gear and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we just keep learning in the sport, and it's just going to keep getting faster.
And what do you think is the one biggest change you've made in terms of your own race preparation for Kona this time around versus the last time you were here?
I don't even know if I can barely compare myself to old me before then, but I think nowadays, just taking care of my body as a whole, I think paying attention to nutrition, recovery, sleep, things that allow you to show up each and every day and do your training. I don't do anything epic, hardly ever. I just show up every day and train, and I enjoy it, and I'm happy about it. So I think Yeah, that's probably the difference.
And consistency is key when you're at your level.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you have to miss for injury, I mean, we all deal with little hiccups along the way. So, yeah, staying consistent is, I think, the number one to be able to show up your very best on race day.
And am I maybe mistaken, but maybe I'm not. Apparently, it's a very special day on race day for you this year because it is your...
It's my
birthday. So let's celebrate Jackie's birthday. I wish you a very happy birthday for race day, but what a special way to spend your birthday. Does it add extra emotion and motivation for race day for you?
Well, it's really fun. My husband keeps asking what I want to do for my birthday. What are our plans? What are we going to do? I go, I am doing an Ironman. What else do you want from me? So I plan to leave it all out there. I cannot commit to any party after. I'm so happy I'm going to have people cheering for me all day. It'll be so fun.
Amazing. Well, we wish you a very happy birthday for race day and a successful day. Thank you so much, Jackie Herring, representing the USA. And now we move across the stage to Taylor Knibb, one of our rising talents here at the long distance racing. Taylor, you're very welcome back to Kona. You raced here in 2023 with the goal of winning here this year. She's looking at me now.
Well, that was the goal in 2023 when I was very worried it would not ever come back after 2025. So.
But the goal is still to try and win in 2025.
Well, it's to have the best race possible, and I think that you see this field. I don't know anyone who can predict, so we'll see what happens on the day.
So what did you learn in 2023 from that race that you're bringing into this race preparation?
Bob Babbitt asked me this question this week, and he asked me what I learned. Well, number one, don't lose 60% of your nutrition on the bike, ideally. Hopefully, we got that better, bottle cages. But I think one thing that I need to remember is that, so the last hour was tough. But I had a great first 7.5 hours, which for an Ironman, that's pretty cool.
That's very good.
Someone was like, yeah, it was a rough day. And I was like, well, no, it was actually an amazing 7.5 hours. Then it got really tough, got a little grumpy. Then within 30 minutes of finishing, once I had more food in me, I was good. So all in all, that day was amazing. And so just kind of well, what made that day special? What made that day very good? And take what I did well from that too. Because it's easy to pick yourself apart and say, oh, I can do this better and this better. But also sometimes when you do things well, it's okay, well, you kind of have an answer there.
So the first 7.5 hours were great, is what you're telling us. And then the last...
Well, I think as good as they can be. You have to roll with the punches. I mean, I passed Lauren Brandon, and I looked back and to see that I passed her. And I saw that my bottle cages were empty. It's just okay, now what do you do? Just kind of, so that was was that great? Is that what you want? No.
Well, I meant you enjoyed it. You enjoyed the first few hours rather than it being a great day. But you have said that Kona isn't just a goal. It's a chance to go all in and explore what you are capable of. But Taylor, what does exploring look like for you on race day?
Well, I think that's the fun of it. You can't know that answer until you're in the moment and out there on the race course. And that's why it's fun, because everyone can speculate, but until you're in a moment and forced to make decisions, and regardless of what happens, that's the fun part. That's why racing is fun, and you get to see the work and what you've done, and then you also get a lot of information about what you have to go back and tinker with to improve for the future, because I hope that all of us will continue to race after this race. And so all in all, it's just an opportunity, and it's pretty special.
Yeah. And it's not just special because we're here in Kona, or is Kona just really, really special for you?
Well, I think it's a very special race. I, first and foremost, was a fan of the sport. And so kind of, I don't know if I should tell this story, but I was having breakfast with Lisa Bentley in London. And she was talking about 2005, and she's like, that's your Norman one, right? And I was like, no, he won in 2004 and 2006. Faris Alsatan won that year. And she just looks at me okay, shocker. But that's I grew up with it, and that was whenever there's a helicopter, Norman Sadler had a line that he likes to chase the helicopter because that's the front of the race in Kona. And that's what our family says every single time there's a helicopter. Like, it's just, not that it's, but it's just a massive fan of the sport to get to be a part of it, to be a part of the race and like to see it. It's just, it's really special. And you also, I think it's a part of history in a sport where we're still very young, but you realize that I see Mark in the front row, like some of the challenges that everyone on this stage will face on Saturday, you face those challenges in some way, shape, or form, and the many years you've raced here. And so that's also like the shared experience, both over the course of the day, and you talk about the value with age groupers, like everyone racing out there will have a shared experience, but also throughout generations. And whether it was year one of this or it's 45, right?
1978 was the first one.
Oh, then I missed it. But we missed
You're
it
better
for
at
years.
maths than I am, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know, but also with the women's race, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't first women, so just kind of like that shared experience of, because with Kona, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Absolutely. Well, we wish you the very best of luck on Saturday. Taylor Knibb, everybody. Thank you so much. And now we move across the Atlantic to the United Kingdom to Lucy Charles Barkley. Lucy, it's been 10 years since winning your very first Ironman World Championship title here in Kona as an age group athlete, and you were the most recent women's winner in Kona. How does it feel to return to a place that's brought you so much joy over a decade?
Yeah, it's crazy how quickly time flies. It really does feel like yesterday that I first came to the island as an age grouper. And honestly, it was the most magical experience. And every single year I come back and it's equally as magical. Just landing here just feels like coming home. And I feel this weird sense of calm when I land here, even though we're here for the biggest race of the year. It just feels like, we're back. So yeah, it's been a crazy 10 years.
Crazy for sure. You've had a lot of success in those 10 years, but you have said that you're feeling the happiest and healthiest you've ever been in a long time, especially coming to Kona. How has that impacted your training, racing and prep for the big day on Saturday?
Yeah, I think this is probably the healthiest year of my entire career that I've had. Since finding out last year that I had celiac disease, it really was a big learning curve, but it also was such a big change for me. And I think every other year of my career, I had to have weeks off running, and this is the first year I haven't missed 1 week of running. So I definitely feel really happy, really healthy, and I've definitely probably had the most fun training this year, just alongside other athletes like Marjolaine. We've had loads of fun in Lanzarote training together, and yeah, I think that joy comes out, and then with that, you just are able to perform better every single day.
Have you been sharing some insider tips with Marjolaine for Saturday, or keeping them all to yourself?
I might have shared a few. We've definitely had a lot of laughs along the way. I think that's my main tip with anything, is just enjoy it and have fun along the way. And yeah, if you can do it together, it makes it a lot easier. And yeah, the hard sessions go by a lot quickly.
Yeah. Jackie mentioned earlier the importance of consistency. You've consistently been running well this season. We've seen you outrun your competitors to wins this year. You won wire to wire here in 2023. Do you think that's what it's going to take to win here again this year, or are you anticipating a different path to victory?
Oh, I mean, gun to tape was pretty amazing in 2023. I think this year I'm just excited to see what I can do. I haven't really put any pressure on it. I know I'm in great shape, but anything can happen on this island. You need to have your best day. You need the island gods on your side. You need to be lucky. And yeah, I'm just going to go out there and try and soak up every moment, hopefully respond well to different race dynamics that happen. And we've got this incredibly strong field here. I think in 2023, we said it was the strongest female field ever. And then this year we've come back and it's even stronger again. So I'm really excited to test myself against these amazing women sat here. And yeah, I'm sure we're going to deliver an amazing show for everyone.
I'm sure you certainly are. One final question, if I may. Does being the last woman to win here add more pressure to your race day? Or do you have a kind of maybe a sense of freedom now that you have achieved your goal of becoming an Ironman World Champion?
Yeah, I think when you've been second 4 times, that weight on your shoulders grows and grows and grows. And I definitely feel like, I've done it now. Like, I feel free of that. I don't have to have that title of second place anymore. But there's still a lot of me that knows I can do better than I did in 2023. So for me, it's more about doing a whole rounded performance, hopefully better than 2023. And that might not lead to the win. But yeah, if I can finish the race knowing I gave it absolutely everything, then I'll be proud of my performance.
And that's all you can expect from yourself, to do the best that you can. Thank you so much, Lucy Charles Barkley. Marjolaine, welcome to Kona. Are you? Are you excited to be here? It's on. I think, is it?
I think it's better.
Yes. Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, sure. I went with Clément when he raced there in 2022, and I never think in my head one time to be able to race and have him as a Sherpa, if I can say that. So yeah, it's amazing. Like, life is crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Your breakout performance in Nice last year turned heads. How special was that result for you in front of a home crowd?
It was amazing. My parents came from Rhode Island, so just for the weekend to see me. So I was so happy to be able to go after the race and have some party and a good meal with them. Because when you have a lot of people who come for you, you really want to have a nice and enjoyable dinner after the race, if you can. So it was just amazing. And yeah, much more than the race. It was my first training camp with Lucy, with my coach and Clément, and we have so much fun during 3 weeks. And this year we had 7 weeks, so it was so much more tough and fun.
Did Lucy share any tips that you'd like to share with us from that training camp?
Oh, we love to be like together. It was super nice. And I think the more you can keep the secrets, the better it is. So I'm going to...
She's not giving anything away. You mentioned Reunion Island there. You grew up and spent many years there in Reunion Island. Does that experience make you feel more at home here in Kona? Because it's kind of quite similar.
To be honest, everything is the same, even if you all speak English. And in Rhode Island, it's all French. And we have sharks in Rhode Island. Sorry, I'm so afraid for race day. But I saw amazing dolphins this morning. So, yeah, I'm better in my head now. Everything is the same. And I know in Rhode Island, it was the same. You need to have some luck and you need to really race with the island or even life with the island. You have so much vibes here, and you really need to, take them as waves, and you need to surf on them. So it's what I'm gonna do, I hope.
Fabulous. Everyone talks about the magic of Kona. Is that something you've experienced since being here on the Big Island as part of our race build-up?
Not really, to be honest. For that time, it was really, really tough. I were not in town, and when I arrived there, it was really magical, I would say. You have really something special here in Kona, in town, with all the other triathletes. But I'm sure the more magical moment is going to be when I'm going to cross that finish line. So I can't wait.
And the focus is definitely on that finish line.
Oh, yeah, I have this in mind since a lot of days. So I just want to see that finish line, Clément in front of me, and have the most beautiful picture.
Oh, absolutely fabulous. Marjolaine Pierre, ladies and gentlemen. Moving across now to your 2022 Ironman World Champion. Welcome, Chelsea Sodaro. Your seasons have had some ups and downs since that wonderful day here on the Big Island, yet you always deliver on the big stage at Ironman World Championship. What is your secret to showing up strong when it matters most?
Yeah, the season has been a total cluster. You know, I was pretty banged up in Nice last year and really proud of how the performance went there. And I thought, it's all up from here. And it hasn't been that way. You know, I've gone like every preschool virus one can acquire and got pretty banged up in the summer. So I'm just really happy to be here. And I enjoy the big stages. I love racing against these women. I'm super excited to do it again this weekend.
So then if we look back to 2022, what is the biggest lesson you've learned since becoming an Ironman World Champion?
You know, I am the same person I was before I won that race, and I've always executed to the best of my ability every time I get to the starting line, and I give everything. And, you know, I did that before that race, and I've done it every time since then. Yeah.
I've heard in a recent article you stated you have a simple mantra of saying yes, yes, yes as the way to counterbalance your toddler's habit of saying no, no, no. How does that affirmation influence your race day strategy?
Yeah, my little mantra is just about saying yes to the hard moments. You will see my little stickers all over a bunch of the amateur bikes now, which is pretty cool. And when I, run along the course, I hear lots of people yelling this to me, and it makes me feel really close to my community and a part of something bigger than myself.
And that's so important as well, Chelsea, is giving back and being part of something bigger. And you're quite involved in giving back as well.
Thanks. Yeah, of course. I'm a racer, and that's what I'm here to do this weekend. But I'm also quite passionate about making the sport more welcoming for women and moms, and we've done some great work. There's going to be a lactation station here in Kona for the racer.
This race, would you consider?
I think the biggest change I've made is surrounding myself with super smart people who respect and love me unconditionally. And regardless of the outcome, they're proud of me and want to chase the next goal with me. And that really frees me up to just do what I do best, which is compete.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Chelsea Sodaro, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Kat Matthews.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great. You've raced a lot less this season compared to 2024. You're leading the Ironman Pro Series standings with standout wins in Texas, Swansea and Zellamzee. Can I ask you if this lighter race schedule was a deliberate strategy, and how has it impacted your preparation for Saturday?
Yes, absolutely. To focus purely on the Pro Series has been, January 1st, that's the goal, with Kona being the sort of pinnacle of that, the Pro Series being slightly secondary. And I think I've raced maybe 6 times or so less as of this weekend. So, yeah, an obvious focus. And it's actually meant that I've been able to sort of break down my season a lot better and put together a training block, which was pretty novel, weirdly quite hard. I mean, not weirdly quite hard. And I feel really quite happy about that. I realise I'm not sure if I am actually a racer. I like training. I like getting better every day. And the racing is a sort of cherry, like a real test. But I think I actually get more empowered by the daily grind.
So being part of the process is as important as the end goal.
Yeah, I mean, I know everyone says that, and it's definitely a sort of ethos that you can easily grab onto. But I feel very comfortable in that idea that the outcome of one race is not the pure goal. For me, it's a bigger purpose of, the life element of we do triathlon because we want to be the best ourselves. And no one race result will define who I am. And I want to make sure that I live as me and not a race result.
Yeah, makes sense. You've made some coaching changes this year. You've talked about the impact Alex Dowse that has had on your bike especially, and I believe you know your run coach quite well as well. What was behind the decision to shake things up, and how has that impacted your approach to training and racing this season?
So I was with my previous coach, Bjorn Giesman, for 4 years. In the first 4 years of my career, I realised that I haven't got 10 years of experience, which I'm feeling a bit nervous about now. And it was the right time to try and look at how can we change the training stimulus? How can I make, myself adapt better to something harder? And we looked at the biggest gap. You could argue it was the swim, but potentially the bike is where I'm losing the race, or was last year. And Alex was a sort of, an easy idea to ask, and luckily he was dead keen. So I think it was a real fortunate for me to be working with one of the best ever known time trialists in the sport. And yeah, Mark sort of pulled together the run. We chat about it in the morning and we go, yeah, let's do about that. And I suggest maybe something less, and he goes, no, we're doing more. So that's been really fun.
Who usually wins the argument there?
We agreed in August someday that he had total control, and I would do exactly on the run element of training, and I would do exactly as he suggested was the best training for that day. And
how has that worked out?
Totally fine. I haven't broken since, and I'm feeling really good about it. There's a nice element of spreading the risk there as well, because I don't feel like it's just me and me setting my own gung-ho paces and effort and heart rate, whatever I decide is appropriate for that day. It's Mark controlling it a little bit more and pushing me, so I'm able to be like, well, if it goes wrong, it's your fault. So it's actually quite nice.
If I may, it's been 3 years since the crash that ruled you out of the 2022 Ironman World Championship, and 2 years since your DNF here in Kona the following year. Sitting here today, how have you harnessed those experiences for Saturday?
Crikey. I feel like I have fully embraced what has happened in my life. Like I'm sure everybody has to go through those phases to come to terms with issues. And I think that's where I am now, is that I'm very comfortable to talk about what happened. and the challenges that I went through and still continue to face, as we all with injuries, on a daily basis. And I think that I've learned that it can't get much worse in terms of physical injuries in my mind. So I feel a little bit liberated by the idea that I could tackle anything that hit me. And it gives me a freedom to sort of say, well, let's see what I can do now.
Yeah. A very definitive version of our theme this year, Kat Matthews, resilience, ho'o'i kaika. So we wish you the very best of luck on Saturday. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. Thank you. And finally, to your defending champion representing Germany, Laura Philipp. How does it feel to be called the defending champion sitting here on the big island in Hawaii?
Yeah, really good. But obviously, I'm also knowing that I won in Nice and not in Kona. So those two ladies know how to win here. But it's still, very special, very lifting. And especially having had the ceremony last night where I got honored again was really special and gave me a lot of energy.
Yeah, what has the year been like for you as the world champion?
Yeah, really good. We put a lot of thought into how to set up a good season with knowing how difficult it might be. You have more things to do beside training, and those are very positive, but maybe distract you a little bit, from focusing on putting in the work. But I think we found a nice balance, and I tried to do the races that I planned with, coming there with full energy, feeling ready to do more media appointments maybe, and I think that worked out pretty well, but I haven't raced since summer, pretty much. That was a new experience. We tried a few new things, so I'm really excited to see how they turn out. That's a little bit nervous, to be honest, as well, but I think you have to challenge yourself in new ways if you want to achieve something you haven't achieved before, and to compete here on the island and trying to win this race is definitely a new challenge, something I haven't achieved. So, that's where we put all the focus on.
Now, you mentioned there that you could get distracted because of all of the commitments as a world champion, but it doesn't look like you got distracted because your season has been flawless with 3 wins from 3. What's been the key to maintaining that success and that dominance throughout the season this year?
Yeah, I think a lot of that planning belongs to my husband, Philip. I just heard Kat talking about being coached by her husband a little bit. This is my full-time experience, and I really enjoy it. It worked since day one, he has been my first coach since day one. And I think he put a lot of thought into, set up a good training program that will help me still develop, but then also leave enough room for doing other stuff. I think this Ironman World Champion title really opens some doors and gives you great opportunities, and to be able, to take them on, I think is, so great, and something I'm really thankful for. And I just tried to find the right balance, and I think it worked out well.
It certainly did. You currently hold the fastest Ironman time set by a woman. You had to beat Kat to do that. Do you think you perform better when you have Kat and others pushing you right to the limit?
Well, I think it's really great to have all of these strong women here, because I think that is what you need. You need strong competition to push your limits, and I think we all should be really grateful for each other. We lift each other up, and I think a victory is even sweeter if you have everyone there feeling fit and ready. And especially this year, where it's the last women-only edition, I think this is something we should also highlight. It's something I'm really looking forward to experience for one last time. I think it was, something great, something I really enjoyed, and to get the full attention, to have all the TV commentators talk only about the women for 8+ hours is, special, and I will try to really enjoy this last edition.
Speaking of special, what does it mean to you to wear bib number 1 at the Ironman World Championship on Saturday?
Yeah, that's for sure a big motivation. It's something, I imagined to put on the sticker on my bike and my helmet throughout the whole season. And I guess that is what I earned by winning Nice last year. And I will find my bike easy. There are some benefits of that. And it's just something that I'm really proud of and looking forward to wear on race day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to all of our incredible athletes here on the stage with us. What a stellar lineup of global superstars that we have with us. It's now time to open the floor to our media gathered here with us this morning in Hawaii. So if I may invite anybody to ask a question, please do state your name and your media outlet, and our team have some microphones as well for you. So please just raise your hand. Do we have any media questions, please? Yeah, there we go. At the front here, please.
Kyle Glass, Pro Tri News. Question for Lucy. Lucy, you raced both the past generation and then now this generation. Do you feel like that's given you some confidence or experience coming into this race to be able to tap on all those past races that you've been on the podium?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, hopefully. I've been racing here for 10 years since being an age grouper in 2015, and I've experienced the likes of Daniela Reif and Annie Haug, who have overtaken me at different points in the race, and mentally dealing with that and trying to keep strong all the way to the finish line despite losing the win and then eventually getting the win here in 2023. So I've had some very different experiences. I'd say every year is different. Every year is brutal on this island. And despite the field, obviously you're racing the women that are either side of you or in front or behind you, but more so you're racing yourself and the conditions here, and that doesn't really change despite the field. If you overdo it and don't listen to your body, don't fuel correctly, overheat, it's game over despite the field. So listen to the conditions, listen to yourself, and hopefully you have a good outcome at the end of the day.
Has the lead up or workouts changed? Have you repeated any of those?
Yeah, I'd say every single year we have the key workouts that I always do, and the key focus is always the heat training and making sure that I'm ready for that. I think you could be 100% fit, but if you're not 100% heat acclimated, you're never ever going to tap into that 100% fitness that you've got. So heat always plays a key role in my Kona build, and there's been some different training this year, but main focus is always on dealing with the heat.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. We'll take another question, please. Yeah, thank you. Please state your name and your media outlet. Thank you.
Abby Levine, Triathlete Magazine. We've heard some rumors circulating this week that it's going to take 8:20 to win. So this is a question for everyone. What time do you think it's going to take to win this year?
Nobody wants to answer the question. Come on, Lucy, you have the course record, so let's see.
The course record is 8:24:31. I don't know, I think I didn't have a perfect race when I did that in 2023, so I know I could have gone quicker, but again, the conditions are different every single year. If the wind's blowing, we could go 9 hours. If there's no wind or just a tailwind on the way back, we could go sub-8. So I don't know. I think the course record will get broken because the standard of women's racing in those 2 years has gone up and up and up, but I don't know if it's worth putting a time on it because at the end of the day, you can't really control the conditions. You can only control your effort.
Kat, I see you nodding your head there. Do you want to come in with an answer?
No, I totally respect what Lucy's saying.
Okay.
Thank you. I think it'll take the fastest time to win.
Great answer, Taylor. Let's move on to another question. We have somebody here in the front row as well, Liv. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Anderson from STEM Sports from Brazil. Solveig, we know nowadays that Norwegian and Norway are world power in triathlon, and recently we had top 3 in the last World Championship. So you have in deep mind and responsibility, like, wow, I won. All that encourages you to get this top 3 or even the victory. How better you?
Yeah, it was for sure a really big inspiration for me to watch the race in Nice, and also maybe especially to see Casper in it, who was someone I guess not a lot of people expected that would do it. So it for sure makes me think that everything is possible, but I don't feel it as any pressure. I'm just really happy for the boys, which is of course really good friends of mine.
Can I?
Yeah, yes, of course.
About courage also, there is any reason of family of you, right? Is to win this race. We know you, if you can tell us about your family or some people that encourage you to win.
Could you explain the question a little
Like-
bit? Sorry.
Like, I know that you, your mom was here in some races in the past, right?
Oh yeah, she's racing this year too.
Yeah. So this encourage you to win?
I don't feel any pressure from them. I mean, this is all me directed entirely, unfortunately, for them, I guess. And so I just hope to be here for a very long time.
All right, perfect.
Thank you so much. We'll move on. Anybody else put their hands up? We have some at the back, Liv, please, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Talbot Cox, Pro Tri News. Questions for Laura. Of course, you won last year at the Ironman World Championship in Nice, and you've done a lot of media, pumping out tons of content. How important is it for you to win here as well?
Well, I think it would be super nice and really another dream come true. But yeah, I guess at the end, those two races are really tough to compare. They're really different. And I'm really proud of the effort that I put into winning Nice. I think that was a really spectacular course as well, and also tested my limits. I got inspired to race Ironman watching this race. I came here as a tourist to watch the race before I decided that I want to do my first Ironman. So I think I was definitely dreaming and thinking way more about winning this race here. And it's my fourth start, so I was already able to experience how tough it is to win here. So I'm definitely dreaming of putting it all together and showing that I can also win here.
Fantastic. Anyone else? Have we somebody? Yeah, thank you.
Rod Eicher from Trisport Magazine Brazil. Question for Chelsea. Chelsea, you've been changing a lot. Training, equipment, coach, how do you can you tell us about those changes and how do you compare yourself as when you see you at 2022 World Champion? How do you compare as from 2022 winning form? Nowadays?
Yeah, I think the competition continues to evolve, and with that, you have to continually reinvent yourself as an athlete. Ventum is my new bike sponsor, and they have been a dream to work with. I'm sure some of you have seen the spectacular photos that are circulating of this magical machine, but I can't wait to get on it this weekend, and it's been such a privilege to feel so supported and to have so much flexibility and I guess have a true partner in performance with the bike. My coach, Neil Henderson, has been, incredible. This year has been really hard, and so we've had to navigate lots of setbacks and have done the best we could with the time that we had. But it's been just fun to feel like a lot of trust in my team.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from our audience here? Yes, please, just at the front here.
Hi, Mel Solveig from Triathlon magazine. I just want to say I've had the privilege of watching all of you race live and cheering for you, and really a deep thank you for sharing your passion and inspiring. Now, this is our way to give back to you on race day. What is the one thing we can say or cheer when it doesn't look like you're having a great time? Aside from splits.
Marjolaine, do you want to pop in there with an answer to that question?
Think about the finish line, and all the volunteers are going to be there for you, and you will have a good meal after, and all your family and friends at the VIP tent. Like just the finish line, I think is what we all dream for.
Yeah. Jackie, maybe will we get some insight from you there on that question?
Well, I'm glad you asked me before Solveig, because she's been copying my answer for this. No, I like to hear that everyone in front of me looks terrible. Even if I look terrible, don't tell me, just Everyone in front looks terrible. Yeah.
Anyone else want to pop in with an answer to that question before we move on? Go on, one more answer. Solveig, do you want to give an answer to that?
I remember, at least in Tallinn last year, I think it was Mark, but I don't remember. I was so tired. But I was just feeling so bad, and somebody shouted like, "Come on, just get it done." And that was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment. Just like, okay, I just need to get to that finish line. So if I look really bad, just say that.
But what if you look really good? Do we still say that to you?
If
you're looking good,
you can say, just get it done.
Just get it done. Okay, fabulous. Any more questions from our gathered media? We have another question at the front here as well, please, over on the far side of the stage.
My name is Mika from Triathlon Lumina magazine. Anyone who has experienced Kona race, the women-only race, and men-women mixed race both, is there any race dynamics? Is there any difference between women-only race and men-women race?
I think both are equally special. Obviously, having a women's only day is incredible for us. All eyes on us. We get to put on a show, and there's no distraction from the men. But coming here in 2015 as an age group, I obviously shared the experience with my husband, Reese. We both raced together on the same course, and I've always been a huge fan of the sport. So for me, even when I'm racing professionally, I'm excited about what's going on in the men's race. It's like a nice little distraction from my own pain, is seeing them as well. But yeah, I think it's such a unique experience racing here in Kona, just as the women or together with everyone. And for us to share the course with the age groups as well is incredibly special. And yeah, both work really well, I think.
Fantastic, thank you. One more question down the back there, please, I think.
Talbot Cox again, Pro Tri News. If people won't ask questions, I'll try to ask one more. There was 8 incredible athletes, all the race favorites on the stage in Nice at the pre-race press conference, and the winner wasn't on the stage after the race. If I could just hear from each one of you one name, an athlete in the field that's not up here today that you think has a chance at winning this weekend.
Oof. I wouldn't put it past Lisa Perderer, and she's not here.
Thanks, Taylor. Anybody else? I agree. Okay, I think we will wrap up our media questions here for now, but I just have a couple of questions on the socials. So, Kat, one of the first questions that came in was that Kona looks incredible on your socials, but what is it really like in person?
My social media is 100% accurate.
I love it. Fantastic. Another question that we got was, and this can go to anybody now, I'm not sure whether you'll have tested them or not, but what is your favourite acai topping? It was a social media question.
Cacao nibs.
Cacao nibs, okay. Okay. Taylor, any preference on the acai bowl?
I've never had one.
Okay, we'll move on then. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to bring our press conference to a conclusion. To all of our incredible athletes, let's give them a massive round of applause. Thank you to everybody for watching. For viewers at home, please stay seated just for a moment, athletes, if that's okay. For viewers at home, you do not want to miss a single second of this weekend's racing. Watch the action unfold for free from the pre-race show at 4:30 local time here in Hawaii on Saturday on proseries.ironman.com. Thank you so much to everybody for being here with us today. If we could now get our professional athletes to please stand for a group photograph, that would be amazing. And let's give them one more big round of applause. To our champion, Laura Phillip, our defending champion, to Kat Matthews, Chelsea Sodaro, Marjolaine Pierre, Lucy Charles Barclay, Taylor Knibb, Jackie Herring, and Solveig Loveseth. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible lineup we have of professional women on stage with us today. The very best of luck to you all. Mahalo. And we look forward to seeing you on the start line bright and early on Saturday morning.